Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped.
Ladies and gentlemen, they've done it. Even though Electronic Arts have been making fools of themselves for as long as we can remember, they have finally solidified themselves as the worst in the world, thanks to the recent news that they've been recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records for something that they certainly do not want to be recognized for.
Yeah, so before we get into EA's very fitting place in the record books, we should quickly bring you up to speed on the Guinness World Records and why it's essentially pointless now. And much like the whole Michelin star rating system that was created by the Michelin Tire Company as a way to inform drivers about good places to stop and eat when they're traveling out of town in their cars, the Guinness World Records were also started by the exact company you assume was behind it, despite it spinning off into its own thing completely. The Guinness Brewery, which is famous worldwide for its Irish stout beer.
Delicious when you're there, and in the rest of the world, passable.
And when I was there, they make a bunch of really good beers now that you can't get in America. Hurry up.
Back in the early 1950s, while shooting at birds, one of the higher-level employees of Guinness missed a shot on a game bird called the golden plover. Most likely embarrassed by his inability to shoot the goddamn thing, he got into an argument about how fast this bird was, and he claimed that it was the fastest bird in Europe. Obviously, it's going to be hard to shoot the fastest bird in Europe. It's just so fast.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse. But he had to prove this point, or else he would look like a total loser. But he was unable to do this by using the only reference books that they had at their disposal at the time. So inspiration struck as a result of this, and when he obviously realized that people must get into drunk arguments like this all the time at local bars. So within 2 years, he'd founded an extension of the Guinness brand and published the first ever Guinness Book of World Records, which quickly became the go-to reference guide for a growing number of facts, figures, and eventually oddities.
And the #1 checked out book at every elementary school in America.
Look at that guy's mustache.
Look at those twins on those little motorbikes. At its roots, the book was a collection of world records that were either just facts based on the study of humans, animals, and nature in general. But then people obviously started competing to solidify their names in the history books. It really took off in the 70s and 80s when entire cities would try to boost their popularity in the world by coming up with records that they could break in order to be featured in the book. Largest pizza, biggest ball of yarn, biggest balloon release, which, by the way, we talked about that one at our RTX panel.
Yeah.
The balloon thing ended in disaster. People died.
Yeah, anything to get in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, if you drive through the eastern parts of California, you see a lot of,
giant thermometers.
Giant world records 50 years later just rotting in the sun.
Well, would you look at that? It's the biggest boot in the state. Wow, we did it, everyone. Congratulations. We made it into the book. Now everyone will remember this small town that was before the World Record book, just a place to stop and get gas. Now
forever.
You
stop and get gas, and you're like, damn, that's a big thermometer.
Does it work? No, it hasn't worked in 10 years.
No, I think it works again.
Oh, good, good. I hope they went to a GoFundMe and got the funding needed to make that thermometer accurate.
I hope so, too. Anyway, nowadays, thanks to the internet, people can essentially just create a world record based on almost anything, set it, and then get featured by applying directly through the company's website.
So some of this year's examples include most mayonnaise eaten in 3 minutes. Definitely not going to try to break that record.
Fuck you, no.
Fastest marathon ran as a landmark, and that was set by someone dressed up as Big Ben, which again,
dumb.
Big Ben is the Bell's name. We have to clarify. Also, world's largest guitar amplifier. That one was done by Full Sail to get people to go to their college. Look, we got the biggest amplifier. It's huge. You want to play it? Well, tuition starts at about $25,000. Also, fastest shed. Yep,
What?
That's a shed on wheels, and it's fast. Largest Dragon Ball collection. Okay, and of course, most downvoted comment in Reddit history, which brings us right back to EA, who is now the very unhappy title holder for that new category, thanks to a now infamous and apparently record-breaking response that their community team made on a post back in November of 2017 regarding their use of surprise mechanics. We used the right word, EA. Don't fault us for that. Those surprise mechanics were in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
The original post was a justifiable complaint from an upset user who was pissed that one of the Star Wars franchise's most popular characters, Darth Vader, came locked on a game that cost $80 already.
Ridiculous.
EA's response, which will live in infamy and became not only a gigantic meme, but a touchstone for backlash against loot boxes and microtransactions, was, "The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes." Those words
Yeah.
will live forever. Their comment continued, and it spoke about the bullshit reasons why certain characters were locked, but the whole sense of pride and accomplishment thing obviously stuck out, quickly became one of the most widely mocked PR responses in entertainment history. Mm-hmm. And
you know what? At least we got something good out of it. That was a really fun word to throw around, or sentence to throw around.
Yeah.
And it can be used on so many different things. Anytime you're disappointed in something, you can bring that up.
Sense of pride and accomplishment.
Thanks, EA. Now, at the time that it was submitted to Guinness as a potential world record holder, that comment from EA community team had received 683,000 downvotes, easily solidifying it as the most downvoted comment on Reddit. And when the latest edition of the world record book hit the shelves, there it was, featured in print, not just on their website. They used ink on this bad boy.
Damn.
They featured it in print for everyone to see so that as a community of gamers, we could all come together once again to mock EA for being such a terrible company. A company so bad that now they've made history.
Yeah.
Truly an astounding feat that certainly deserves to be featured alongside other incredible acts of humanity like largest mustache, longest fingernails, fattest identical twins riding identical motorcycles, and many more. In addition to being featured in the book, a quick glance at their community team's account on Reddit shows that it hasn't been active at all since this Battlefront 2 controversy.
I think they killed themselves.
Yeah, so in addition to being shamed off the site in general, they also got a nice plaque for their offices to put where the employees used to live.
Congrats. I feel like they could have easily bribed their way out of this. Because you're like, hey, Guinness, I see what you're doing there. Here's, I don't know, $10,000. Make it go away.
We'll do the big ceremony for the next big game down at the Guinness Brewery. Spend some money there, you know?
Yeah.
So once more, let's all just give a big screw you to EA alongside a round of applause for being the best at being the worst and being officially recognized for it. No takes backsies.
Well,
but it makes
this is what happens when gamers rise up.
Makes me very excited to see what comment is going to dethrone EA's. And will it be EA once again?
Good chance of that. I mean, no mortal man is going to be able to top this. It's going to have to be some sort of brand account. Maybe like Jeffrey Epstein, he comes back from the dead and he's like, hey, I'm Jeffrey Epstein, I'm back from the dead. Ask me anything.
Here's a new iPhone I created.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't see this record getting topped anytime soon.
It's one of those good records in the book that you can't imagine someone topping.
Yeah.
The other ones are just like, all right, well, I guess I'll eat more mayonnaise than that person did in 3 minutes.
God.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. There was also more bad news for gaming companies over the weekend, but at least this one wasn't self-inflicted, as it was the result of what appeared to be a planned DDoS attack on specific targets, including Twitch, Blizzard, Xbox, and even humble Wikipedia.
They just need your $3, and these people had to ruin everything.
Now they need $3.50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brought down sites and services for a good chunk of the weekend for people who wanted nothing more than to play video games or watch streamers or just learn some information.
Go down a wiki rabbit hole for a couple hours.
I need my wiki. Apparently this was a botnet attack, which typically means that whoever was behind it used a massive amount of people's personal computers that were infected with malware to flood the servers of their intended targets, causing them to become overwhelmed, which resulted in multiple crashes. But according to sources, in this instance, the attackers used malware called Mirai. I remember Mirai, which infects smart devices that still have their default usernames and passwords. God damn it. The devices, potentially hundreds of thousands of them, are infected with Mirai and can then be used as a botnet to DDoS specific targets. This is the one that took down like a DNS server on the East Coast 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And ended up taking down like a huge chunk of the internet.
All
for
these
fucking
hours. Samsung smart fridges taking down the internet.
Yeah, well, the servers went down, and then as you would expect, regular users flooded in to get back whatever they were doing, whether that was watching Twitch or playing a game or learning, which results in those things getting pummeled with massive amounts of traffic again, making things even worse.
Yeah, real snowball effect. So the person or persons behind the attack, or at least the ones that are taking credit for it, they claimed responsibility through a Twitter account with the username UKDrillas, who sent out dozens of tweets over the weekend about their plans. The whole thing started Friday night when they targeted Wikipedia, but shortly after they labeled that a success, they shifted their focus to Twitch and started focusing specific streamers and esports events like Blizzard's Overwatch League. After that, I'm bored. What else can we do? They set their sights on the recently released World of Warcraft Classic and began taking down servers one by one before causing a disruption so large that it brought all of the Warcraft Classic servers offline during a time where queues to get into the game itself were already sometimes hours long. So imagine you finally get in, you're like, cool, I got some auction house items that have sold. I'm gonna go check the old mailbox, and then I'm gonna fly somewhere. And I've been in here for 30 minutes now, haven't really gotten anything done. And but at least I'm not in the 5-hour long queue anymore. And then all of a sudden, burp, offline.
It's hilarious. I love that they did this.
And then everyone tries to get back at once, and it's like, all right, well, now you can't do that because everyone's trying to get in.
Well, that's what you get. Companies like Blizzard and Xbox released statements and constant updates during these attacks, but many of the problems continued throughout the rest of the weekend. Things got so bad that communities were offering Bitcoin bounties for any white hats out there who would be able to successfully identify the attackers so they could be hopefully exposed and potentially have those people face charges for what they'd done.
It is illegal, by the way, and you can go to jail for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, as of Monday, things seem to be back to normal, but there's really no news about those responsible other than having their Twitter account deleted, which may have been enough to at least temporarily dissuade them from new attacks, because it seemed as though they just wanted temporary notoriety, in addition to a very public example that their botnet was successful.
Yeah.
All right.
Just attention. We want attention. Anyways, before we get into the rest
Here's
of the
that
news,
attention you ordered.
yeah. Before we get into the rest of the news tidbits from around the web, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Manscaped, who wants to make sure that your nether regions are clean as hell.
Smooth.
We've all been there. You want to trim the forest down below the belt line, but you don't have the proper tools for the job. So you grab whatever you can find and you just go to town while hoping for the best. And also praying that you won't make the type of mistake that could potentially leave you in a world of pain.
Unless you're into that.
We're talking about shaving your balls, your grundle, your gooch, and your butt.
Yeah.
All those things need to be manscaped.
Well, the days of worrying about accidental cuts or other big oopsies that could lead you to just saying, screw it, I'm growing a year-round coat down there because I've stopped caring. Those days are now behind you because Manscaped is here to help. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary skin-safe technology, so this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past, and yeah, maybe you've used the same trimmer you use on your face to trim the old coin purse. Don't do that, please.
Gross.
That is disgusting, and everyone's judging you. Try Manscaped's Lawnmower 2.0 instead.
Yeah, in addition to their skin-safe trimmer, they've also got Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. Now, you already put deodorant on your armpits. Why aren't you putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? We've all been to PAX. Make those family jewels shimmer and shine with Manscaped. And right now, for you, the viewer, they are offering 20% off their products when you go to manscaped.com and use the promo code InternetTodayDaily, spaces this time, not all one word. You put that in at checkout. That is 20% off, and you'll get free shipping if you go to manscaped.com using promo code InternetTodayDaily at checkout. We thank you for doing that. Your significant other will thank you for doing that, and your balls will thank you too. And that's the most important.
Thank you for your service.
Your pea sacks.
Yeah. Now back to the news. With the fact that even 2K Games is apparently aware that the yearly release of sports titles are nothing more than just DLCs with updated rosters for a premium price. It's pretty obvious that most of 2K's attention when developing their latest NBA video game went towards making a large part of the game a casino-like experience with slot machines and pachinko so they could milk you out of as much post-purchase money as possible. So it's understandable that they could have overlooked some pretty simple yet embarrassing things with the rest of the game. Case in point, they apparently never even updated the icons for the PC versions of NBA 2K20, which led to a lot of confusion for players who launched this game only to be presented with the icons for last year's release. Holy shit.
Hold on, I thought I just spent $65 to $95 on this. Why am I playing the old game?
Well, you see, it's the same game.
Yeah.
We just made you buy it the second time.
Wally Leonard's still on the Raptors? Boo. I want my money back. He's on the Clippers, baby.
Yeah.
Well, it's a simple oversight for sure. At least simple enough that it obviously should have been spotted during testing. But now it's just another source of fuel for the fire because now everyone can point to this mistake and justifiably claim that nothing important changes in these games from year to year, and everyone that buys them is just getting ripped off so they can have accurate rosters, which are obviously something that could be very easily updated every year for little to no cost at all.
Yeah.
Everything's downloaded now anyway, so just sell everyone the updated roster, and then when you make a big graphical improvement one day, then offer that. But then in the meantime, people that don't want to buy the new graphical update, they could still potentially buy a new roster.
Yeah, that'd be cool, but then they wouldn't make as much money.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Well, that's stupid.
Yep. Well, over in the world of the Nintendo Switch,
Here we are.
Nintendo held another one of their Nintendo Directs recently, and what the fuck is this? Okay. Oh, cool. I mean, I'm sure this will do wonders for families or individuals who want to maintain peak physical performance using your console.
They're gonna love this at retirement homes.
Yeah.
Except a lot of the
Whoa!
videos is people like doing poses and bends that would snap an old person in half and just fill the room with dust.
Well, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Or kills you.
Yeah, the actual promotional video for this looks like either some weird late-night infomercial for a piece of exercise equipment that you'll never use, or a compilation of posts from the White People GIFs subreddit.
Yeah. It actually spawned off a whole new source of animated GIFs for white people GIFs. So,
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo's weird as hell. They certainly think outside the box, I guess. It's funny to see this product pop up out of nowhere.
yeah.
Here you go. We heard you loud and clear, gamers.
It's a
weird,
giant wheel.
flexible wheel
Yeah.
that does something. We're not really going to show you what it does. We're going to show people using it out of context, and you're going to laugh.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, they're releasing European Truck Simulator for the Nintendo Switch so I can drive my big rig wherever I want to.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Do it while driving. Or don't. Probably don't do that. Anyways, as far as big game announcements, the two standouts, at least for us, are Super Nintendo games. They've finally come to the Switch, and if you're already a member of their online service, you should be able to just go into that app and see a flood of NES titles ready for you to play. And alongside this announcement, however, came the news that Nintendo Online will no longer be debuting new games for this service on a monthly schedule, which is what they've been doing since launch. Going forward, they're just going to add new games to the library whenever they see fit. But the initial amount of Super Nintendo games that were added, they're pretty impressive. Titles like Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, F-Zero, Star Fox, Kirby's Dream Land 3, which I never played, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of titles that came immediately.
Yeah, and the second big announcement was something that was accurately predicted in the months leading up to its confirmation. Surprise, Overwatch is officially coming to the Switch in just over a month on October 15th.
Are you surprised?
No.
Oh.
Sadly, there won't be any cross-platform progression, so you'll have to start out fresh. And the game is completely pointless if you don't play online, so keep that in mind.
All of my loot boxes, all the thousands of dollars I spent on different versions of the game, gone.
That's how they get you.
I'm not going to have that barbecuing Soldier 76 skin on the Switch version unless I luckily get it, and that pisses me off.
They got you. But yeah, whatever. It's cool to see a fast-paced competitive multiplayer game like this getting ported, and we are curious to see how well it runs.
I'm probably not going to buy it.
Ooh,
but
it's hot. It's hot.
I want to see I want to see visually, not on my Switch, but on someone else's, how smooth it runs, because that's pretty cool. Anyways, over in the world of trailers, the launch trailer for Borderlands 3, quote-unquote, leaked a bit early. It made its way onto the web Monday morning, and alongside that came some initial reviews for the game, which officially drops this Friday. But so far, the reviews just say what we've already expected them to say. If you like Borderlands 1 and 2, you're probably going to enjoy Borderlands 3. It's going to be a looting, shooting game that's fun to play with your friends, doesn't take itself very seriously, at least compared to other looter shooters. Of course, if you do want to play this game on PC, you're stuck with the Epic Games Store until at least next year, so another thing to keep in mind. Yeah. So
I think I can wait.
I mean, you have to wait till I get back because we have to play it together, and I leave on Wednesday for my honeymoon.
I mean, I'm not.
Don't you dare play Borderlands 3 without me, Elliot.
I won't.
We got to get Shivy and Ian.
Yeah.
Dude, roll with the old crew.
Get the gang
again.
back together, of course.
Yeah, speaking of us playing games, though.
Yeah, if you want to see us if you want to watch us play some games, we're going to try to stream Gears 5 tomorrow, or today, depending on when you're watching this.
Yeah.
Tuesday, September 10th.
Check your calendar.
Around like 2 or 3 p.m. Pacific, with a very special guest, a free agent.
Yeah.
Named Bruce Green.
Yes, Bruce Green and us playing Gears 5. It'll be great if it works. And
a man with no loyalties, a Ronin in the gaming space.
He's playing with us now.
A hired gun. So
Friendship ended with Funhouse. Bruce Green is my best friend now. No, we love those guys still.
Let's just, get the drama going.
Yeah, no, we need the views. We need the views.
Yeah.
And so does he.
Bruce Betrays Funhouse?
Yeah, that's the title of the stream.
Tune in and find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, or just follow us on Twitter or something.
That'll be easier.
Our new exclusive podcast is up for supporters.
If you're on Patreon or a YouTube member, go to the Patreon page or the YouTube community page. Check for the new exclusive podcast. And if you're not a supporter, what are you waiting for? Sign up and then trim your balls.
Yeah, trim those nuts.
Yeah, in the meantime, watch a new episode of News Dump and a brand new episode of Weekly Weird News. Check both of those out. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow for the stream if we can make it work. We're going to try very hard to. It's just a very short week because I leave on Wednesday. So we're going to try. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.